Hi, this is Paul from Career Services at Western, and I want to show you how to create a list of references that you can use when you are applying for jobs. So when you apply for a job, they'll often ask you to submit your application, a resume, a cover letter, and sometimes they'll ask up front for a list of references. Sometimes you might get asked when you're in the interview stage, but at some point you'll typically get asked to provide a list of a certain number of people that know you in some kind of professional capacity. So people that you have worked with, supervisors, instructors, people that you've worked with in a volunteer experience, someone that can speak to your work ethic, the kind of work that you've done, qualities about you, so that the hiring team can have these references to get even more information about the kind of employee that you might be. So when you're putting together your references list, you want to create a separate document. This shouldn't be a part of your resume or cover letter or any other document. And you want to have your name and contact information at the top. You can even just use the same header from your resume to keep it nice and consistent if you'd like. And then typically businesses ask for 2 to 3 references. 3 is definitely most common. And so it's very, very important that when you're making this list of references, that you ask those references if you can list them. First of all, it just makes sure that that you have their permission. It also makes sure that they know that they may be receiving a phone call or an email about you. In a former position of mine, I was a hiring manager, and I oftentimes was following up and calling people's references when we were hiring. And it was always most impressive when I called up that reference. They knew that the call was going to be coming. They knew they had refreshed themselves on information on that person if they needed to. They knew about the job description and what kind of position we were hiring for. It always meant that that job applicant had taken the time and effort to make sure that their reference was prepared. There were also times when I would call and people would say, "Oh yeah, I kind of remember that person," or in a couple cases, "I'm sorry, I don't remember who that person is." And that definitely is not going to help you get the job. But ideally, you'll give them a call or send them an email or contact them somehow and let them know the position that you are applying for. Ask them if it's okay to use them as a reference, and then tell them a little bit about the position and what it's like. You can even send them a copy of the job description, and that'll give them lots of information to go on there. You can also ask them at that time which contact information they would like you to use. Sometimes there's an email that they check more than another, or a phone number that's easier to reach them at. And so you want to make sure that you've got the contact information that they prefer listed on your references. So then it's actually pretty easy from there. You just need to list that reference's name, their current job title, and the company that they work for, and then their contact information. And then you also want to list their relationship to you. They may be working at an entirely different company now, and it's good for the hiring team to know, is this an instructor? Is this a past supervisor? Is this a coworker of yours? What kind of capacity do they know you in? Now, I would say, as far as like who should you ask to be a reference, the best is always if you have a current or a former supervisor that's going to say great things about you. That's an excellent reference. You can use coworkers, instructors. You just don't want it to be like a friend or someone that you just know in a personal way that can't speak to what you're like in a professional kind of situation. Now, another extremely important thing for you as a Western student to know is that if you are going to use a Western instructor as one of your references, first of all, ask their permission, but second of all, you have to fill out a release form so that the instructor has permission to talk about you. We have this information along with a link to the instructor release form on our Career Services website. It should also be on that main Career Services page. If you click on that release form link, it will bring you to this page here. takes about 2 minutes to fill out, just some basic information. And then your instructor will get a copy of that. We will get a copy of that. And then everyone will know that it's okay for them to speak about you if they're called to act as one of your references. So that is the basic information that you need to know in order to create your references list. If you have any questions for us, feel free to reach out to Career Services. You can stop by our office, call or email, whatever's easiest for you. Thanks.